Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you some tips to make face masks with materials you might have at home. First, you will need 2 pieces of fabric 6 by 9 inches. It can come from a pillowcase, a t-shirt, or something similar you might have at home. Next, a 1/4 of an inch elastic. If you don't have any, stick around and later on this video I'm gonna mention other materials you can use instead. A filter. I am using a coffee filter. It can be a vacuum bag, interfacing, or more layers of fabric. You can research online for other things that you can use. Wire. Any craft wire or a paper clip. This is optional. First, we're going to cut 2 pieces of the elastic 7 inches long, and we're going to attach them to one of the pieces of fabric. If you don't have access to a sewing machine, you can sew it by hand. Attach them as shown in the video. Next, we are going to place the other piece of fabric on top and pin them together. Note that we are going to have the nice sides of the fabric against each other because we are going to flip it inside out afterwards. Then we're going to sew all around where we're going to leave a small gap at the bottom to do the flip. Again, if you don't have access to a sewing machine, you can do this step by hand. Now we're gonna flip it and you should have something like this. Next, we're going to create some pleats on each side of the mask. You can play a little with the position depending on the style or the section of the image you would like visible at the front. Secure the pleats and then sew all around except for the gap at the bottom like we did before. Now we're going to cut a piece of wire around 5 inches long. Fold the ends for safety. And insert it into the mask through the gap left at the bottom. The wire is optional, I'm adding it because it helps to shape the mask around the nose area. Slide the wire until you can feel it at the top of the mask, and then carefully sew around to keep it in place. Next, cut the filter to the mask's size and insert it through the gap. This filter will have to be replaced with each use, but you can add more layers of fabric or use a washable material instead. There are many resources online with great advice. This is the final result. You can also play with the size and the design on your own and make the mask that best fits your needs. Now I'm gonna mention other materials you can use for your mask. If you don't have elastic, you can use ribbon or other similar materials you can find at home, or in this case, shoelaces. We're going to cut each shoelace in half, so we have 4 pieces, and we're going to attach them to one of the pieces of fabric as shown. Next, add the other piece of fabric, secure it in place, and sew it all together except for the gap at the bottom like we did before. Flip it inside out. Add the pleats, secure them, and sew again. And here it is. Finally, let's make a mask that doesn't require sewing at all. You will need a t-shirt, a bandana, or other material that you can find at home with a fun pattern or a print that you like. You will also need 2 hair ties. In this case, I didn't have any, so I tied 2 pieces of elastic into a circle. If you are using a t-shirt, cut it in a way that you get the most material out of it and that the image is on the center. You can add a filter in between if you like. Fold the fabric so you have a rectangle and place the hair ties at the ends. You might need to play with the position of the ties to better fit your face. Fold the ends toward the center so the ties are accessible from the outside, and we are going to use them to secure the mask around our ears. Here is the result. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.